Chemical, emotional. Gotta be national. Big monkey is optional. I'm in the phase, I need evolution. 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 מכין מגולגל וטס לחלל. I need evolution. 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 I need
Welcome to this week's broadcast of Esports Tower Rumble in Valorant, broadcasting from the Boise State Esports Arena. Tonight we kick off our winter season. We have a 5-game show match between the Spiders and the Lynx, and we'll kick it off with Game 1 on Bind. I'm your host, Jacob Palmer, joined by Artemis Rain, calling all of the action for you. And already these two teams have a lot of top talent, but it's all scrambled in between the two games. They've tried to spread out the talent as evenly as they can. So with that in mind, what are your predictions on how long these games are going to go?
I am hoping for minimum 18 rounds, possibly 20. I know it sounds painful for anyone that's not super familiar with Valorant, but a good game of Valorant, I feel like, is always very 50-50 up until like maybe the last 3 or 4 rounds where you feel like things get really lopsided. Sometimes, the defending team is a little bit strong depending on the map you start out on, but other than that, typically things start to balance out, especially with Esports Tower, like responding with some of the issues that we've seen in the past, which is things are extremely lopsided by throwing everything in the blender and being like, let's balance this out. Let's actually make this a challenge as opposed to putting all of our, top tier and like diamond minimum and above on one team and then everyone else who's like, hey, I'm gold on one team. It makes things a little bit, well, not a little, very lopsided. And so to give teams a chance and have like that higher ranking player be a team lead and help, other players learn from them and be able to watch them is a huge change maker. I mean, yeah, you like having that big shiny team that everyone's all the top rank on, but having it mixed up makes it much more challenging and a lot more fun for everyone involved.
Yeah, the coaches were really talking about how excited that they are and the current team lineups that they have going forward here. And the current format, like I said at the beginning, it is going to be a best-of-5 show match. We'll start with the first two games of that best-of-5, then bring you the conclusion of that next week. It's the Spiders versus the Lynxes. And you'll recognize some familiar names, specifically on the Lynxes. Prestige and Rezkin played against each other most of the fall, but now they're on the same team, so two rivals now teaming up. Should spice things up just a little bit. But before we get to the gameplay, no matter who you're playing with, you're going to want to follow Doc's keys to the game in Valorant, and that's to flank effectively, spend and peek wisely, count cards and call abilities, and of course, click heads. It's Doc's Keys to the Game, brought to you by Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched up with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. So I said earlier, Bind is the first stage that we are starting out on. We'll get a quick overview of that. And while we do, we just want to give a moment to shout out our friends at Vitamin Shop, having everything a gamer could need. You can scan the QR code now to check out their latest products. Okay, so give us the lowdown on your opinions of Bind, Nerdy. It always seems it's, people have strong opinions on this stage.
Yeah, I'm definitely one of those people with a strong opinion of Bind. I hate it. If I have to attack first, I hate it with a burning passion. I am one of those people that's like, round 12, hey, my pizza just got delivered. I gotta go. Or my mom says it's time for me to go do the laundry. Some random excuse. I do not enjoy Bind. This is coming from someone who's a stage main. I don't play smokes. I don't play entry. So that is why I don't like attacking first on Bind.
Yeah, you definitely are, seems like you're stuck between pain and suffering, choosing A or B, trying to attack. So we can see the loadouts here between these two teams. Spiders are going to be the ones defending first. Lynxes are in that position you were talking about, having to attack first. But like I said, Prestige and Rezkin, some top talent that we've seen in Esports Tower. So if there's anyone that can do it, it might be them. So we start out looking at the loadouts here for round 1.
It's going to be really interesting to see how this works out. I mean, we've got flashes and smokes on both sides, but as far as like a solo defender on one point, KJ is someone you can typically have do that, but the other squad coming out from the Lynx, they don't have a KJ, they don't have a Viper, which is typically that person you see doing the solo hold on one point after you figure out which one the team favors. So we'll have to see how this works out. It's through the smoke. Avian goes down.
I tell you, the Cyphers here in Esports Tower, they can pop off and
my gosh!
Right into his face, gets the shorty kill. He's going to pay for that, but it still leaves the Lynxes with a one-person advantage as they plant.
Double blast pack in to gain distance. That's kind of one of those scary, almost, I see my life flash before my eyes moment as we have just the right clicks come in from Typhlotic and they find another one.
Now the Lynxes looking to defend post-plant. Stim thrown down for Hydra. The dynamic duo trying to defend, as we also have two hiding up from Lynxes in Lance right now. They're going to throw down the smoke and try to defuse her, or at least bait out a defuse. As gunfire is exchanged, and Prestige picks up a double, putting the Lynx on the board.
I think that smoke was a little bit too close to the spike. It should have been further forward for our defending team. We might be able to see the replay of it right here. No, this was our entry kill that we got right inside showers, and the follow-up response was huge. That right click from the pistol, if you ain't got armor, you gonna go down.
Fortunately, he was a little bit too eager to click because there was kind of a shot that he fired before he rounded the corner, and that quickly alerted Sonny Lee to his defenses, so was able to get at least a little bit of chip damage against him while he was taken out. We're going to see a gun swap be brought out, as it looks like a Judge and Spectre are on the docket for the Lynxes.
I was anticipating more of like the one team, 2 players buying a Phantom or a Vandal, and then the other people going with Spectres, which is kind of, if you anticipate coming on top of your second round, your buy round, that's what you do, so then your bonus round, everyone can actually all buy guns as opposed to saving on bonus round. But we're not seeing that strategy here at ET yet, which is a little interesting considering how popular it is in the professional and collegiate space.
Blinded twice by this Sky, is not going to be able to get rid of him. Floating also very low on health. Sonny Lee with a nice spray and a double picked up from the Judge. A flawless brought out by the Lynxes.
All right, so now we are going into bonus round, but everyone has Spectres. This is where that half buy for half the team would have come in handy, because then you wouldn't have to not buy here on the bonus round. It's almost like you buy second round, you buy short on second round with the anticipation of losing third round because you're equalized, and I think you're setting yourself up for failure in that instance, as opposed to being like, we're going to win this round, so, you know, we get 2 Vandals or we get 2 Phantoms, and then the rest of us take care of it next round. Instead, we're going to have kind of a stagnation here, and this is an opportunity for the Spiders to pull things back in their favor.
Third time's the charm is what the Lynxes are thinking, as they're going to push up A short yet again as a group. They are keeping the Cypher near Fountain to keep B open as an option, as their Raze is also holding down B long. But once again, the dog is thrown out through A short. It's going to clear out lamps.
I don't
just
think it's
run
saw.
right back to Floatic. He does get blinded by the Omen and taken out on a flank from Sentry.
Perhaps it was a bait, like they did see it with the Wolf, and they intentionally kept going forward to make it seem like they didn't see him, so that the flank would have worked out, because the Hysteria did come, the Paranoia came through, and then we instantly saw Prestige just walk around and delete our poor Survivor there inside lamps. As we go for the plant here, you mentioned it earlier on B, I'm pretty sure Cypher called it and said, let's go B, there's hardly anyone here. They have it locked down, but Hydra goes down, so it's a 3v5 in favor of the Lynx now.
Prowler and Haunt thrown out. Avian throws out a paint shells. Rezkin picks up the third. 4 Spiders, just 2 left, but Avian up in elbow. Might be bringing things back, especially if he can take one out through Hookah, but he is running out of time.
Atlas is looking for an opportunity to push forward. There's a lot of stomping going on, so they know they're back here. There ain't no hiding. Hawk comes out. Hawk in response. Prestige swings and peeks, grabs one. They don't go down to Avian, though. I think Avian's only opportunity here is to just get out alive.
Was just content to get one exit frag and save that Vandal for a rainy day, but no rainy days for the Lynxes, as 3 of them getting through the bonus round are going to be very healthy as they on credits as they go into full purchases.
Right now, it looks like we have the Seekers ready online for the Lynxes coming out from Prestige.
Late night party opportunities. We don't know who they are until they start making decisions in this space. How reliable they are.
Meanwhile, we're ready to head into round 4. It looks like those Seekers might be used right off the bat.
Here come the cabbages.
Preston wants to
I've got your trail.
Yep, there they are. You called it.
One's going to go up through B-Long, the other's going through Hookah and Market. One's going to find the Raze.
It's the Hawk.
Rounds the corner.
Go to team room.
The Seekers actually expired because they were casted so far back in spawn. That's something to keep in mind if you're new to the game, is when you cast your Seekers and how long they actually have in the air. People just back off. As some of the players here from BSU would say, it would be funny if I just turned around and ran away. And that's exactly what happened, so none of their locations were directly revealed. Ooh, but all of them
a lot of them
up.
charging up through lamps, and they get mowed down!
Prestige!
Player standing.
I mean, there's something to be said about attacking as a team, but not all in a single file row.
Yeah, I've said it before, you don't want to walk in like a conga line. Playing linearly is not always the way to go, and that is a case in point right there. Prestige said bye-bye.
Especially, he was more than happy in that situation to use a gun like the Phantom to just spray all the way through them. Hydra's going to try to hide a few swarm grenades here around U-Haul.
I've once been told that if you prefer the Phantom over the Vandal, then you need to think about your life decisions. And to that person who said that, if you ever watch this, I love you to pieces, but I'm not going to change my ways.
Whatever works out, and things are definitely looking good for the Lynxes. That's the first time, though, the Spiders have started off in an early lead as Jabe takes out Sentry from Puka. Now just 2 left to push through Baths. It's going to be a 2-on-2 fight. They're trying to get an elimination by firing through the smokes. Almost get the Brimstone there, but it's going to be even up to 4-4.
Hydra is in a 2-on-1 in showers. This is a risky situation. If both them swing and peek at the same time, Hydra may not be peeking any longer.
Oh.
Ooh, the headshots were almost lined up perfectly. Paranoia comes out, as does the Haunt. And because of the late peek from Typhlotic, unfortunately both will go down.
Atlas hanging up in heaven, trying to get a headshot, but those are going to evade the Spiders yet again.
Double TP, so the Avian's aware that 2 have gone. I do believe that they are safe for the moment, but they need to be careful, and they peek, finding Rezkin. Now we're in a 2-on-2 situation. A spike gets planted. Retake is definitely in the cards here for the Spiders, but we have one hiding in TP, anticipating the rotation through that. And I think they're going to be a little disappointed as we see them rotate out already.
If things go well, this can actually turn into a 2-on-1, but Prestige swings around the corner, takes out Avian mid-blast pack. Now it's down to a 1-on-2 by the Spiders.
Yeah, when using those blast packs, the question is the mobility advantage worth giving away my position entirely? And in that instance, unfortunately, the answer was no. It's sometimes a 50-50, but I think if you're anticipating going into Prestige, the answer should always be no.
Gets the blinded at the double!
Gosh.
Well, you're not going to get the round, but
You get a
wow,
pretty
that
gun.
is with style. That is not bad for a save at all. That was a perfectly timed blind.
All right, so now we have Orbital Strike, Showstopper, and Seekers coming out for the Spiders. We have Seekers yet again, as well as another Showstopper coming out for the Lynxes. So definitely equal as far as the utility front comes. I mean, Orbital Strike is great if you're trying to make space or zone people off, but getting kills with it, unless people are really, really bad at seeing a giant circle on the ground, odds are, unless they're trapped in hookah, not going to happen, or possibly showers. So we'll have to see how Orbital Strike is used, even if it is used in this next round. I mean, yes, you can use it to stop a defuse, but you have to time it perfectly.
I've got your trail.
Seeker's going to be used by the Lynxes. Clear some space out for them as they all move on to push and B. Avian is the first one to be taken out. Atlas is going to get blinded by the Seekers. Tries to use the Seekers in response, but gets caught mid-animation. That's rough.
That is painful.
Things are going to go for bad to worse as the Neural Theft is able to be used by the Lynx's Cypher. Going to try to fire a few shots.
Marshall's
with
coming
the
out.
Marshall.
Ooh, that one did not blind Hydra, but Hydra is no longer scoped in. It's the firing squad posted up. Double Hawks, one after the other, responding to each. Let's see what happens here. Just pushing forward. Spike is planted, and it's just an forward assault onto our poor defensive squad. One goes down, 2 gets a dink, but that one doesn't fall. HMR finds 2, and Lynx get round 6.
It definitely seemed like they were trying to take the fight to a similar position where where Atlas was able to get his triple last time. It didn't work out, and now if you look at the eco for the Spiders, they're going to be caught in another eco round, 2 back-to-back. So organization, at least in terms of the credits, not working out for the defending team.
You know, I really thought Bind was a very defensive-heavy map, and right now the Lynxes are telling me to shut my trap. But we'll have to see how the Spiders perform if they start pulling things back in their favor. I'm not going to say anything like a curse is going to happen, because every freaking split for attack to defensive scores, there's a curse for. So whichever curse we end up at, we'll have to wait and see.
Centrify already taking a bit of damage from that turret. Molly is thrown out as well. Used the Black Pass to head in and collapsed as he just charges into the back line.
Double blast back in with knife out, and then on top of that, they had the judge, so the range on that weapon, unfortunately, is just not in your favor. You really have to hope you land on someone's head in that instance and pray that their teammate isn't right next to you. Yikers, let's hope we don't see that same mistake twice. But sitting in lamps, we have HMR find one. The breach did come forward, but they unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on who you're cheering for, did not. Oh, Avian on the flank, though, finds one. Gonna throw a grenade in response, but there's a couple people. No, it's just a Omen. So, Omen, I think, is gonna try and bait. Yep. I think you heard the double TP, so getting this plant down and preparing himself for the firing squad. Let's see if he can count, though, because there's only 3 people there and 3 TP sounds, so we're missing one.
Managed to take out one, but a 4-on-1 tough ask for anybody. So now the Spiders are going to be handing the defuse off. Actually, I think, yeah, handing it off to Atlas. He's the only one who can get an ultimate point from that. So Spiders are now on the board. Hopefully for them, it's the start of a little bit of change of pace.
Let's hope we do see. We've got 3 Vandal buys. I don't know about the other 2 just yet. 4 Vandal buys, maybe. I saw 1 pistol at the minimum. I can math sometimes. And we did see this one takedown inside lamps, and then this flank just being patient and quiet. That was huge. Possibly the Spiders, their own Achilles heel is their just speed and tempo that they have going on to these points. Once they dedicate, they don't typically back off, and that was used to the advantage of the Spiders.
Still waiting.
Lawn Haunt thrown out as Avian holds down Hookah, throws out.
Grenade!
Bombot. Oh, with the paint shells as well.
That was spicy.
Might even get a headshot here too, as another Haunt is thrown out. Almost gets a headshot through Hookah. Reskin does take a bit of chip damage.
Smokes get dropped at both entry points. This is an opportunity to either back up or engage it through the smoke. Avian gets another. They are popping off right now.
And now the paint shells come off of cooldown with those 2 eliminations. He's going to use it to get more space for him in Hookah and picks up a triple now.
Avian is on a rampage. Who can stop them? I don't know. We have double being ready to peek here from long. If both swing at the same time, Avian's going to need some help. So let's see. It looks like I saw a head shake come out from Sunny saying, no, let's rotate. But if this Omen rotates at the wrong time, oh, that was unlucky.
Now Sunny Lee is the last target on Avian's list.
left.
He's already heading down, kind of chasing him through Fountain.
Ooh.
Blind comes out from teleport. He realizes he's getting pinched in from both sides. Ace picked up by Avian, turning the Spiders' fortunes around.
Avian has been popping off. I mean, last man standing, getting doubles and triple kills. It's finally starting to swing things back in their favor. That pendulum finally hitting the middle, starting to rock its way back. You can see here through the smoke, picks up one, and then the peek through Hookah, another one, and then this Omen rotating too slow and literally stopped moving. I understand that's how you shoot, but if someone's already just got their sights down an angle, you should not just stop and try and take the duel. They are already at your head, my friend.
Heading into round 9. And all of the Lynxes are pretty spread out. A little bit of a different. They're playing this much more tentatively than they had when they were on the winning streak, and Hydra gets his first onto Prestige.
That was unfortunate. Little shimmy into the LOS there. You could see the foot first, and then the head came through, and Prestige was gone.
Gonna get a peek onto Avian, but ducks down behind U-Haul. Smoke is gonna force a rotation back onto B. Trying to time out the satchel, doesn't quite work out, and almost gets caught by the Prowler too. Another satchel thrown out, and all that work for nothing.
Yikers. It happens. It's okay. It's alright to drop all of your util and get killed.
Avian has been flirting with the line of sights. Another jiggle peek as he heads down back into lamps. And here's the interesting thing about the Spiders is they've had these 4 ultimates for a long. As soon as I say that, one of them is used, and it's used to great effect as Kikonen is taken out by the Showstopper. But I mean, still, Lynxes have been very gung-ho in using their ultimates. Spiders a lot more reserved.
You know, I think it's really up to personal preference on that one and very situational. I mean, if you have a spike plant or you're looking for a defuse opportunity and you want to cut off the spike defenders, Orbital Strike can work for that. Orbital
10
Strike
seconds left.
as a defensive move, unless everyone's bunched up somewhere, a little difficult to pull off, or if you know where the spike's being planted, you can try and buy time that the round's almost expired.
You can just duck
Avian,
under it.
what? Avian's about to pop off, get an exit frag, not even an exit. Oh, bye, friend. 1, 2.
That was disrespectful. Had a little bit too much confidence in that tripwire.
I mean, walks under the tripwire. You gotta be aware of where you're putting those things. You gotta be like, can someone limbo under this or easily jump over it? If the answer is yes, it's not at the right height. You gotta just go for like cutting them right in half, right at the abdomen. That angled one, no.
A lot of really pro ciphers are good at just placing tripwires where you'd never expect them, in the one pixel at the one angle where it's going to work out, not in a place where you can just easily duck under.
Yeah,
I like the idea, but it just didn't work out.
I like them in trees. That's when I get real messed up because I'm like, what in the nuggets just happened?
Whoa, that is quite a molly. I don't know if he meant to teleport it, but there it goes. It's just going to go flying past A short. And Lynxes are going to play right past it as if nothing ever happened.
We got this is very slow. You mentioned last round how the Lynx were going a little bit slower than we'd seen. Now they're definitely waiting. So we hear that KJ Ultimate Lockdown's going to get dropped on A, so they have to commit to B. Prestige is pushing in. They're playing Ring Around the Rosie right now. And unfortunately, we got a trade, so Avian does finally go down. Avian, it had to happen eventually. There was no way you were going to go that many rounds without dying.
Call goes out that B is wide open as Spiders rotate back through their own spawn. Prowler thrown out through the smoke as well as Dogs. Nightfall going to be used by the Spiders.
There we
Orbital
go!
Strike. That's going to clear back out point B and give the Spiders back in the driver's seat.
That was gorgeous. That was absolutely gorgeous. I don't really know how. I think there was, after Nightfall, there was a few blinds that got popped, and then Orbital Strike just came down from the heavens above. And it was time to go to the Rapture. You can see the spike is half planted there. 6 seconds left. I think the Spiders have this one on lock.
No time left to plant the spike. Spiders have now won 4 rounds in a row, and what a comeback it would be, as if Lynx is initially leading 6-0. We could be heading into halftime at least a 6-6. I mean, at least an 8-4 at the very worst for the Spiders.
Truly, and sorry, not sorry to any player that was hoping for a 13-0 sweep here. I said we're going to hit, the 18 rounds, and I think we are.
And that was a beautiful orbital strike by Typhlotic. Just in an instant. It was kind of the only ultimate that the Spiders could have used instantly, just clear a bunch of people out on point, and it came through in spades. Now the next play, going to be heading through for the Lynxes, and one of them is going to be forced to eco on a Sheriff, so it is not a full purchase for them. Oh, gets hit with the molly too.
Ooh, but, oh, yikes, Avian did take out Omen. We saw the Haunt come out, immediately destroyed. 2 pushing through Showers. Prestige looking to push through Hookah, but there's a satchel put in, so Avian's there, but I don't know if Prestige... Oh, Avian!
Putting on a masterclass on how to use those satchels around the corners. Gets another paint shells from getting 2 eliminations. He has a third on his mind. I think he's just going to say, sit down. I am the better Rays at this point.
I mean, if that isn't one of our highlight moments, Setrify tried to use their own blast packs to rotate around to try and survive that, and that was just tragic.
Sunny Lee, only one left, and he looks away at the wrong moment, handing a flawless over to Spiders.
Oh my gosh. I was once told when
half.
playing Valorant, if you think you should stop peeking an angle, hold it for another 3 seconds, because that's what always happens. As soon as you stop looking, someone walks by and kills you.
A double blast pack we saw there trying to get away from...
Tragic.
Now we're into round 12. Last one before half. Lynx is going to have 2 ultimates that they got to use here if they want them to count. They should have full purchases here, I would imagine, since some of them ecoed last round. Ventrify is going to move down through Fountain, but still keeping it open toward any point. But Avian has decided to bring out the op.
You know, I was waiting for someone to pull the op. Typically, you don't. I'm not really used to always seeing a raise with an operator. But I mean, you've got a blast pack. I guess it counts kind of as a tailwind as we have Seekers come out as well as Nightfall for the Lynx. And just double blast pack in, Showstopper into the corner. Dave goes down, and we have Paint Shells going over to the other side, just trying to clear out that defender's long spawn position. Avian now with their Showstopper. Rezkin's in their sights, and down goes Rezkin.
2 Showstoppers before the half. He's on a 3-on-1. Centrify can't spray him down with the Vandal from that far away.
Prestige, though, with the 2-piece. It's now 2-on-1. Can Avian find the extra 2 and prevent the other team from getting that 7th point? No, they will not, as Prestige finds a 3-piece.
All right, but all things considered now, bringing it back to 7-5 from a 6-0 that the Lynx lead had. The real story was Avian just popping off in those last 6 rounds. He's brought himself up to 19. Yeah. Which is no small feat when you consider he essentially only had 6 rounds to bring up that 19.
Avian absolutely popped off right now. Definite contender for the Esports Star Player of the Game. I mean, a part of it is, you know, how flashy can you be? And Avian responded with, I can be very flashy.
But we'll see how well they can do on attack. Problem is that Lynx's, that Cypher is going to come in a lot more handy, I bet, for them on defense. Sunny Lee already placing down a sneaky angle for that camera.
The one thing I do think the Spiders have a little bit more in their favor. Well, yes, camera is great, but we've got a smoke and a snare coming out from the side of the Spiders, whereas... Oh, wait, no, we've got pretty much the same thing. It's just the util slightly different. I think the Paranoia is a little bit more useful as we have a double come out of Hookah, but Avian Atlas find 1. Rezkin finds Atlas, so now it's a 2-on-3. However, Fade, just a sliver of health. You might as well be dead. That's a kneecap and you're gone. And as I said, Frenzied Flame, you're going to get destroyed.
Now we've had the battlefield change around a bit as the defenders are caught on in Hookah and Spiders. Caught in what is normally defender spawn. They have to grab the spike that was dropped out onto B. They still have over half a minute to get it.
I mean, flipping the point is fine as long as you know where that spike is. So defenders have the opportunity to just keep spike on lock. But it does look like for the Lynxes, they've only got Cetrify left standing as a 2-on-1, and a peek comes through, and that Frenzy again coming clutch for Avian.
They're also going to get the extra credits from planting the spike and heading into round 2 with a whole bunch of momentum. We'll see what they decide to purchase with that to head into the bonus round with. Prestige starting things off pretty good, but it was this long rotation up through elbow into the defender's own spawn. Kind of placed the Spiders unexpected. Look at Avian. He's a 22-7.
Avian, what did you eat for breakfast? Holy crud. And it does look like we're going to have a Marshall with 4 stingers coming out from the side of the Spiders. Okay, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. At first, I thought that was a tripwire, and I was going to be like, Sonny, we really need to have a conversation. But no, it's the camera.
Oh, gets caught out with the Prowler, however. He has to move back.
Away.
Oh, he's down to 33 health. He's not running away. He still wants to get the dart through the camera. And he moves back for some healing from that Sky. Double blast back in. Avian tears through them.
That's a 3-piece for Avian. Atlas finds the headshot onto Kekonen. And now it is just Rezkin left standing with nothing but a pistol. Oh, no. This is worse than my classic go-to of Ghost in a Dream. This is literally a classic in a dream. This is pushing it.
Where are you?
And that's just about going to do it. Flawless by Spiders, tying it up 7-7.
I mean, I'm here for it. I'm all about it. But there are just some moments that look extremely painful from even my perspective, and that's when I know it's very bad.
Now here's the thing. Lynxes have already gotten all their Phantoms and Vandals out. Spiders are still sticking on. They still have those 4 Spectres and the Marshal. So they're going to try to bonus with those. The long-range game should be in the Lynx's favor. This is the first time. If Spiders win this, it will be the first time this whole match they'll be in the lead.
All right, before we get into the spicy action, I got to ask, Phantom or Vandal? Jacob.
I'm more of a Phantom guy.
As am I.
Ooh. But you know what? Hey, Vandal can still do the job, as Rezkin is showing with that Wallbane onto Avian. And Abe, if there's anyone you want to take out, it's going to be Avian.
Most definitely, that powerhouse has been just absolutely clutch for the Spiders. However, Lynx is 3 stacked up in Hookah. The Haunt comes out, doesn't find anyone, but is destroyed by Prestige. So we'll have to see as Sunny goes down. Prestige finds 2. Atlas finds 1. Oh my gosh! I think that was an after-death kill. It was. Typhlotic was already down. It's a 2-on-2 because of that. That was incredible.
That's Junkrat style, basically. After-death kill with the AoE damage. Rico trying to move around the course.
Oh! That was a surprise.
That's one of those 50-50s where you just pick the wrong angle to look.
And see, this is why you play Valorant with the lights on and the sound not at max volume, because it does become a horror game at a certain point.
That is very much true.
Okay, Conan.
Trying to he doesn't want to take this on 2-on-1, so he's going to move slowly up through lamps.
I appreciate checking these angles and locking them down to make sure people aren't there, but they got plenty of time, but oh my god.
He's very focused on this angle, though. Had the Spiders peeked out of baths. Now he's going to have to move up. The problem is that this KJ, he's going to fire the spike too. Great job in taking out that swarm grenade. Is he going to have enough time? I don't know if he can stick it. He's at 12 out.
Oh, that was so close.
I think at that moment, yeah, you got it. You don't have any time. I do appreciate, though, he did remember to shoot the spike. A lot of people don't remember to do that when the KJ's on the other team.
Most definitely. I mean, credit where it's due. That was a smart move. However, I think he was at full health. Correct me if I'm wrong. So he might have been able to stick it without shooting it. But then, you know, if they get the damage in the right spot, yeah, you're going to go down. But that 2-piece right there from Prestige was great. But then the after-death kill, that was icing on the cake there. And as you mentioned earlier, Spiders in the lead for the first time in this series.
Paint Shell's going to be thrown out initially through a short, but there's no one there. Instead, everyone on the Spiders wants to go through Hookah. One teleport being brought out, or at least the door to kind of psych out the Spiders. All of them are pushing on toward B. Paint Shell thrown out by Avian is going to take one of them out, uses the double blast pack to move into elbow. Can he dislodge Sunny Lee? It's now going to be a 2-on-1, however. He's taken too long to take Sunny Lee out. And
oh my god! Oh my god, that's it! Oh,
how are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me?
Avian just popped off. They did go down to Rezkin, but holy cow!
You're just not allowed to do that. You run out of ammo with as much time as he was taken. He basically had 3 players' attention all on him. You want to ideally just take out, get your 1-on-1 and move on, but he manages to get a 2-on-1. Again, caught in the blast packs.
The spin move.
And then the Cypher can't run away from the showstopper.
It's one of those moments where like you're like, okay, screw it, and you hit like your ult key when it's wholly unnecessary, but you're just done. And Avian was done.
Gonna be a rinse and repeat in terms of overall route taken. Moving up through Hookah again. One Prowler thrown out through the teleport. That Fade not quite wanting to head through it yet. Seeker's thrown into Hookah. Move it back, and a rotation up from Avian almost takes out one of the Lynxes. Centrify's going to try to chase him through it. He's trying to keep his angles, making sure he doesn't get flanked. Prestige with 1.
That crosshair placement coming in clutch. We have Hawk from each of our skies get popped. Jabe looking for the see. This is where you gotta question: do I walk with my knife out, or do I just walk slowly with my gun? And I see more people getting punished for walking with their knife out after the rounds really started. But Jabe is getting punished for not checking them angles. Goes down to Cetrify.
30 seconds left.
Spiders still have this as a possibility. They still have the spike available to them. Might even try to draw out the Lynxes onto A, then do a double TP. That is what they're going to do. Moving back over to B. Do they have enough time to get through and plant? That's Cypher's in hot pursuit. He turns away, though. They just have enough time to plant.
10 seconds left.
We do have Fade coming really, really slow through that
One
teleporter.
enemy remaining.
And Rezkid
Spike
does find
planted.
Atlas. Spike is planted. It's a 3-on-1. Lynx is looking like they're gonna clutch this. Sunny comes in, finds the kill after we did have Kekkonen go down. Sunny's gonna go for the defuse. Let's see if they share it or if they just snag that whole point. I think they can and they will.
Yeah, it's going to be Neural Theft online for the Lynxes. That's going to be, I think, the first round that they have won in defense, so this is a big step for them, bringing it back to a one-round game. And this all started out with a great first pick by Prestige. Dive did all that he could in a 3-on-1. He managed to pick up one, but overall, Lynx is now back within tying this up. We are into round 18 now, I have to officially say. So there's your prediction.
Also, I want to point out that Sunny Lee did leave a camera over here on point B, and it came in clutch. He got a dart while running back on to the sky as we have Orbital Strike from the Spiders come in just to clear out lamps entirely. Satrify was pushed up really far. Had to use both blast packs to get out. Han and Paint. Paint shells go onto them. Pop out. Satrify's going to go down to Avian, but they did take out Jabe, so it's a trade. Kekkonen finds another. They find Avian. Oh my gosh, the judge coming in as we have the attackers Killjoy drop down the lockdown. So now you just have to wait. Kekkonen has to play their life just outside the barrier. Otherwise, they get stunned and they go bye-bye.
They still have the blind available to them. Prestige also moving up
They didn't
through a shore. He might be able to hit this Killjoy off guard. Is able to do that, trading some blows with Atlas. Throws out the blinding, is able to blind Atlas. And Kiko then in hot pursuit with the judge. Around the corner, gets taken out.
I'm really surprised the Spiders chose to try and just fully surround the site and not plant during the lockdown, because I don't think lockdown got destroyed. I think it actually expired. So what were they doing, since we weren't really looking on them, we weren't super focused on them during that time? I'm curious as to what was going through their minds. Yes, I understand surround the point, but when you're in the middle of lockdown, just rush. You don't need to walk quietly.
This is a nice spot.
3 ultimates available for the Lynx, 2 for Spiders.
This should do.
Suddenly
goes
planting
here.
everything in familiar positions. And off we go.
A little late to finish the setup there from the Cypher. I guess Cypher is our one-man army. However, it's more just intel, not so much be able to lock down as we have Hydra find the raise from the Lynx. So we're already down 1 for our attacking team.
Spiders slowly coalescing around A. And the only one really defending A right now is Kekkonen. Seekers are going to give them off to his location in Lamps.
My cabbages.
Oh, Kiko then already gets 1. Make that 2.
Oh! Can you get
How
the third?
about
You
3?
see their foot? You see their
It
foot?
sees their foot and they're only at half health.
Cover going up.
Ooh.
Just 2 left for the Spiders. Lynxes are also going to get a huge amount of healing off of that Sky, putting them in a great position, but Avian has them on his list. Moving in has brought it back to a 2 apiece, and they're both trapped in Lamps. Jabe moving up. Who's going to get the first shot through?
Oh, he saw
One
the
enemy
gun.
remaining.
Oh, it's Avian versus Kekkonen. Kiko then on the edge of an ace for themselves, but he's got to take out the
10
toughest
seconds
player.
left.
Problem is for Avian, he does not have the timer on his side. He's got to get it through eliminations. Gets it.
Avian has literally
Look at all their
health. I was so scared. I was not saying anything. I'm I'm not going to cast or curse it, because you're he just has to take down Avian, the Goliath right now for the Spiders. But I'm the Goliath is sitting at one little tiny sliver of health. The 3 hags are sitting there with the scissors ready to go snip snip, and pulls through. Just played it nice and quiet and sneaky.
Kiko then having this TP ultimate to use, he might just, tries to fake out the teleport. Going to be able to do that. The Spider's not really flinching from that, however. Hookah cleared out with some util.
Ooh, there's only 2 on point B right now. We've got going from long and coming in through Hookah. Rezkin did already go down. Sunny Lee is stunned. And again, Avian with that blast pack peek around the corner finds another.
Yet also caught by the alarm bot.
Ooh, that is a little rough.
Shadows.
Prestige is pushed back by swarm grenades and smokes. They're going to use their wolf.
Gets the 30 damage onto Hydra and blinds him, able to take him out with just the ghost.
Brimstone down. 1 enemy
Oh
remaining.
my gosh!
More cabbages out to deal with, and they're going to be too much for the Spiders to deal with. I mean, you got to hand it to the Lynxes.
Prestige, that was quite spicy.
All with just a ghost initially.
Ghosted a dream, it works. It's quite strong. See here, the wolf comes out. We did have the paranoia get dropped onto this KJ as well, and they backed out of cover, taken down, tracked one into the smoke, and then this next one jumps up into it. That's why you don't hop around and you don't want to crouch a whole bunch. It's an easy track, and Prestige definitely demonstrated this is why you don't hop in the LOS of someone else.
10 apiece for both teams. It's really coming down to the wire as we get toward 13. Util thrown out through A short initially. Spiders are all going to rush up through baths. Dog throw it out is mowed down quite quickly. Spiders just want to run this back as if nothing happened and plant as fast as they can onto A. Ikonen getting his first. Prestige, oh my goodness. The Spiders want to win back, but they're charging right into the Lynxes.
Avian, be careful, Avian! Avian's relatively, oh my gosh!
One right click, and now he has a Vandal.
Last player standing.
Oh. COD reload moment, caught in the crossfire.
Oh, and the spike is dropped too. They didn't even get the plant.
I really hope your team told you that they're both on your left. Well, not anymore. Kekonen's gone to the high ground, but they were originally both on your left.
Oh, the Spiders had such a rally, but these last 2 rounds, they got to find a way to recover from them because they were definitely in an all-in mentality for that last round. All went in as a bunch, dropped the spike right as they were about to plant it too, so they're not going to get the credit bonus for that. Rough all around on that attack.
See, that right there is where I'm questioning what was happening in the communication there, because if someone had said, hey, both on your left, we wouldn't have seen Fire into Heaven, and firing into Heaven gives away your location quite a bit. I mean, yes, a Ghost has a silencer on it, but you can still see.
Moving back over toward B. 3 in Hookah, 2 moving up through Fountain. 1 Haunt thrown out, gonna have his Rezkin's location revealed by that. Gets a bit of damage from the paint shells. Showstopper out!
Ooh, Avian did go down. Rezkin's down too. Kekonen's at 7 health though, and Sunny Lee is just playing as patiently.
Spike planted.
Spike is thrown down by Spiders.
Face your
Binding
fear!
thrown out as well as Nightfall from Spiders. Try to get them some bits more information on where the Lynxes all are.
Center from the Center Spies just sitting there. They come forward with their teammate. Prestige goes down. We have Typhlotic go down. Jeb found one as well. Lynxes have
one
one left
apiece.
standing. They just need, Spiders just need to defend this spike. Question is, can they play in the peeking game? 100 health to 100 health. Who's gonna get the, oh, actually I think it's 99 for Sunny Lee. There is no time left. Can Jabe get out in time, or is this spike going to expire? They will! Oh no! Jabe with the 3-piece. The third being themselves.
It's down to 11-11 at this point, which means effectively we're into overtime rules. The team has to win this by 2 points in order to get the victory, or else we're going to have an even longer game ahead of us.
Smile.
All right. It's the moment where we wanted a competitive match, but, you know.
The vocal cords start
Let's keep
to
this
feel a little.
in responsible territory.
Yeah, we don't want it
have the
getting
spike.
too out there.
Avian, 35 on his KDA. It's just insane. He hasn't had quite as good a second half as his first, but is still doing pretty well. Jabe now moving up through A short. Prestige gets some damage onto him, bring him down to 63. Grim is also extremely low on health at this point.
Ooh, Satrify barely made it out of that snare, just sitting here in the corner. He just, again, that decision, do I move or do I stay here and shake in my boots? And I think shaking in your boots is the better answer until you know you're safe. And
I've got your trail.
because everyone was pretty quiet, I don't think they're aware that everyone rotated back through spawn and is headed towards B now. But definitely our back defenders on A recognize what's happening and are rotating through their own spawn as the cabbages came out. You can see one cabbage drifting over
should
there.
run.
Took forever to expire over on Satrify.
30 seconds left.
Killjoy is going to force Sunny Lee to rotate all the way. That is a
Oh!
long walk back.
Yikers. I mean, you just pop in through hookah, but hopefully someone has their ears open and is aware of that and hears it. But in all that gunfire, maybe not. Prestige gonna pop and swing onto Jabe. Jabe doesn't find anything onto them. Hawk gets dropped. Ooh, yes. Raze heard it. Avian heard it and was ready. Sunny Lee goes down.
They've already gotten a bit of time off from that spike. The defuse is going to head out. They're going to use the orbital strike.
Little too soon, I think. I don't even think the spike was at halfway yet.
One enemy remaining.
There's just one left. It's Avian. He gets taken out.
The spike was defused. I don't know who got it, but someone got it.
Match point.
I'm golf clapping, just in case you can't hear Lynxes. I am golf clapping.
They're going to have to see that again because there was a whole lot. It's just chaotic from start to
Okay,
finish.
Rezkin started the defuse and did end up locking it. I didn't think, since we saw it just proc, I really did not know if Rezkin was going to finish that. I thought they let go. But in the words of every Valorant player, pros stick
Their
it.
fears betrayed them.
1 round left for the Lynxes, and they will have won the first in this best of 5. They still have a long way to go. What a game to start things out on. Paint shells thrown out through A short. Going to force the Spiders to retreat a bit. Spiders, unfortunately for them, they're also on a save round.
Tragic.
They throw down the spike for later.
I'm pretty
Oh, pick it back
sure
up.
Satrify saw that. I'm pretty, yeah. Ain't no, oh gosh. This is gonna be rough. Back off, both of you, please, I beg of you.
Avian might have an opening here through Baths, although Kiko then spots them. Fires one shot.
Just keep peeking it. Just hold the angle strong for an extra 3 seconds, Avian.
Oh, might get caught out in util. Oh. Gets away from the Guardian. They're now putting all their focus on toward B. And Avian is still hanging out in Baths, waiting for them to rotate through. Kiko then still knows he's there, though, so they're going to duke it out on
30
A.
seconds
Kiko then
left.
wins that. 2 left for Spiders, and Spike not planted.
Ooh,
One enemy remaining.
one remaining for the Spiders. And the defenders do win
Defenders
out.
win.
Lynx got themselves to that 13 mark.
Wow, well, you know, Nerdy, going at it alone can only get you so far. Ultimately, if you want to increase your chances of success, you have to level up your teaming skills. And you can see how talented both these teams are. The 13-11 Esports Tower takes the time. Great teams have well-matched teammates. Shout out to Coach Halter. And for those of you watching who haven't checked out Esports Tower clubs, you should. It's the fast track to rank up. Will the Lynx pull off a hard-fought victory on Stage 1? We're going to be heading into Pearl for game number 2. But before we get to that, we're going to take a short break and be back with the second half of today's Esports Tower Winter Rumble kickoff after these messages.
You take really strong players from disparate communities and you put them together on teams with expert coaching.
So you mean to tell me by all the hands in the room, everybody in here is that top 2%?
It's ultimate, it's a 1v1, and Prestige does it!
It's not every day that you're a kid like me and you get to have this experience.
Something, he gets one.
This boot camp is really about finding out every weakness.
There's no such thing as a big mistake at this level.
I have people in the crowd there cheering my name on. I have to give them a show.
That feeling of just being up on stage and having a whole crowd of people, it's unbeatable.
1v1, but... Oh, why would you pick him?
I love this. I want to do this every day.
You didn't make a choice, so you were just looking at things.
If you want to go pro, sometimes you have to make sacrifices.
Jump up and down, you're a crowd, you're casters. It's a transformational experience.
That was a light switch, and now I see what it's all about.
A lot of players here right now are caught up in winning their tournaments 5-10 years down the road. They're not going to remember who won.
Welcome back to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Winter Rumble. The Lynx struck first in Game 1, but the Spiders held close to the very end. Can the Spiders even things up on Pearl? I'm your host, Jacob Palmer, still joined by Artemis Rain. Call all the action for you, and you called it at the very beginning. We wanted a close game, and we got as close as we could without it going into overtime.
Most definitely, and it made me very excited to have it go that far, especially on Bind, which is definitely more a defender-friendly map, at least in my opinion. Now we're going into Pearl, which after the changes, I feel like is much more of a 50-50 map. It's not really defender or attacker-friendly. It's much more the who takes the better angles, who has the stronger peak, and who has someone backing them up that really answers in response to hearing one of their teammates under gunfire. With that being said, after the changes, I feel like this could go either way. Most definitely, I expect to see it close to, if not going into overtime again. And that would make me extremely happy. Ultimately, though, it's going to be up to the teams. Both teams had a very, very strong performance last game, so I think we're in for it on this one.
Well, before we get into the game, we want to take a moment to congratulate all the Esports Tower Club members who graduated from their clubs and been offered scholarships across the country over the last year. Esports Tower Club members have received over $3.9 million in scholarship awards. These students have not only worked hard in their in-game play, but also academically to earn these scholarship opportunities. We could not be more excited and proud to see all the opportunities these players are getting. And of course, if you want to play your best, perform the best, and get those scholarships, then one of the people you'll want to take advice from is our own Doc Haskell, providing Doc's keys to the game in Valorant. And that's going to be to flank effectively, spend and peek wisely, count cards and call abilities, and of course, click heads. It's brought to you by Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched up with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. Heading into game number 2, Spiders versus the Lynxes. Pearl now ready for both of us. You were talking a bit about some of the changes that have been brought onto Pearl that kind of even it up a little bit.
Yeah, so previously there was a lot of, the only way I can put it is camper spots, to call back to how things used to be when you'd play Call of Duty. You'd get mad at anyone that's just hard holding an angle and doesn't move. And so to combat that type of behavior, a lot of these hard holding spots for the defenders were actually either decreased in depth or had literally boxes put in the way so you couldn't just hard camp angles like that and lock down on defense, especially on the long straightaways such as over on B long. Hiding in that spot is not as easy anymore, and it's easily peekable. There was some boxes and some terrain change over in through mid as well, going towards Art. So you'll see those changes, and I'll discuss them as we walk through the map when we have people go to those moments. But for now, I'm pretty sure we're going to see just a basic push onto B long.
Lynx is going to be the first on attack, going toward B long to start things out.
We have a Sage boldly peeking out into mid. And we have the KO from Art, who didn't swing and peek into window. Oh my gosh! But Typhlotic does find K-Conan after their own teammate goes down.
Meanwhile, the Lynxes have made their way onto point. Got the KO holding that spike, and they've changed their mind. They're going to go way back into their own spawn. Take the long rotation back over toward A.
Spiders are only down 1. Lynx is down 2, so 3 to 4. Let's see how this goes. Sage did use their own heal on themselves. They might have enough time here before the engage fully starts to get a heal onto their Jet, but Jet is at under half health, which is a bit of a tough situation. Sage, though, has not backed off of this angle. They're still holding it. They saw one. Sunny Lee did not take any damage, but they're aware that Sage is there. However, they're not pressing that, thinking there's someone else. And yes, the heal goes down onto Jet, so we are basically full force now for the Spiders.
Around the corner toward A, Lynx's move. We're going to have Astra and Fade defending as they move in to plant the spike. Move on to post plant. We have the Sage and Jet looking to rotate in through mid. Prestige has already been dislodged. Type's going to throw up that wall, which might just give him enough cover to stick it.
Oh, Typhlotic is doing putting a body in the way of the line of fire. That is huge. Making sure it's the stay down, get down, Mr. President. And even though they did take down Atlas, the spike was defused, so Spiders walk away with a round 1 victory.
Great use of utility, and it all kind of, unfortunately, the Spiders were able to recover from that initial mistake that they KO made in mid, putting them at a disadvantage. They managed to hold strong. Overall, that's going to put things into the Spiders' favor, but still have a whole long way to go. Cetrify moving up through Plaza with the shorty. He's going to meet the Sage, brings out his knife at the wrong time. Sage gets out of the way of that shorty and mows him down with the Spectre.
Pop Flash comes out, but it did not flash Sunny Lee, who does take down Jabe again. Jabe being the first one to go down for the Spiders twice in a row in mid. Might want to rethink how they're peeking. Avian finds one on that Jet. They're going to swing and peek double onto the Cypher. Down goes K-Cone, and Alice found Sunny Lee shortly there before. Defenders win round 2.
But we've seen things start out with a 6-0 lead and it ultimately come down to the wire. So a 2-round lead is nothing to rest on quite yet.
And keep in mind that this is the Spiders playing on defense, and they had to attack first last game. So perhaps they are a little bit more, I guess, secure in their defensive play than their offensive play.
Just have to find out as we get closer to halftime.
Stars are dropped over on B long, but no one's pushing in. They're actually going through mid, trying to push out onto the Sage. Sage did get flashed. I think it was from Phoenix, and Phoenix does take some damage, but can heal themselves up using those hot hands, as they did take down Sage. Jabe goes down as well, so Jabe, who normally went down first, goes down second.
2 left for the Spiders. One of them has the Marshall, no less.
Spike planted.
Is not going to decide to take that angle. Avian moving around. They've got a Marshall and a Stinger. Well, they're able to pick up one.
Player standing.
Almost into two.
Rezkin has a sliver of health, but the attackers still managed to win that one out with the spike plant as well.
So they're not going to make it through their bonus round with any of their weapons, but now all things being equal, both these teams will have a full buy. One last chance. I'm surprised that Hydra was able to get at least one with that Marshall.
Recovering it.
I'm going to be honest. I think the range diff really was what happened there because the other squad.
Oh, talk about range diff. Avian's already bought an op.
Avian? Question marks? Doing a strong peek over onto B long, I think, from Avian. Jay dropping a lot of util in mid. Doesn't take any damage. Might have gotten some information there about
one left is going to be this Phoenix. Oh, it doesn't fire the op quite yet. Still waiting. Phoenix moving slowly up toward B long.
Nice and quiet.
Oh,
nice.
one op shot goes out and misses it.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, Jib. Jib, my friend. Oh, no. Oh! Typhlotic just knew to just keep looking forward as the pot flash went too far behind them to flash them. That was huge. Atlas goes down, though. Avian found Satrify, so it's a 3-on-2. Lynx is leading by one as far as agent power goes. We'll have to see how this pans out. Stars are dropped all around the point. Typhlotic still pushing in. Gonna have to take it slow. They might actually... Yep, there's the snare, and... Oh! Actually, Rezkin finds Hydra.
One off shot to take out the camera. Hydra moving in. Gonna try to bait out the defuse. Only one left. Sage tries to move in. Sunny Lee takes him out.
Oh, you need to ping that spike harder!
No.
Also,
but he doesn't stick it.
Tap it! Tap it! You tap the gun, you don't just spray and pray, my friends. There's way too much spread on that Vandal to just spray and pray. Oh, no. That was a huge mistake.
I got your back.
I think we might get a replay of that. No, we're gonna. Oh, this was.
Yeah, we got to see that again. Yeah, this was this was the spray and pray. It was spraying so much into the Matrix, but it didn't work out. Spiders have back their 2-round lead, making it 3-1. And Avian, crucially for him, still holds on to this op, so he's not going to lose it in 1 round at least.
I am interested to see how Avian peaks his angle. Are they going to immediately just use this? I mean, we do see a lot of duelists take a strong first angle and then back off. We have the knife come out, so we unfortunately have Typhlotic actually kind of get sighted, but they are just silenced for a little bit.
Prestige with the first elimination. Finding one with his Sheriff. Narrowly looking through that Sage wall. Still, though, no major commit onto either point. Teams are spread out. Cypher and Fade trying to clear out these alleyways first. Might run into the KO.
Sunny Lee being a rat. Are you going to go through Among Us, or are you just going to stay by the vent? There we go. Now they're pushing out through Among Us. Going to wrap around through that defender spawn. Just keep an eye on Flower Shop. They might run into Prestige. They're going to, well, Jeb, and they will.
My ult is ready. 30 seconds left.
Nightfall now online for Sunny Lee. Kikonen gets the third.
Player standing.
Nice use of the neural theft. I like that. They're going to be able to see where Avian is. Remember, if they take him out, they're going to take the op away from me. He gets one Prowler right in his face. They're not going to push any forward. They're going to respect that op and let Avian have it.
I don't think Avian's aware that everyone else is over on Site B, though. And the plant's down, so now they're fully aware. Hot Hands getting ready just in case. I think our poor Phoenix thought there was someone right there. But this is going to be a long rotation and a 4v1 with an op.
I don't know if he's even going to take the rotation. I think he's just going to try to save it.
Yeah, I think staying over here by A is a smart move, but Prestige is creeping.
Oh, with a Phantom too, no less. Oh, these are dangerous angles to peek. Hey, yeah.
Long range Phantom isn't the way to go.
Can't say I'm too surprised. Well, the other 3 of the Lynxes are going to move out of the way of that spike.
Like, keep in mind, my aim is not the best, which is why Valorant...
Oh, they take out Avian. He drops the op.
Bye-bye. Oh,
They can't pick it up.
Avian actually dropped the op.
Okay. Well, either way, they take it away from the Lynxes.
I mean, like, okay, hear me out, guys. I know my aim isn't the best, but I also know that there is some engages that are just not in my favor. Long range with a Phantom against an op, you don't take. Not one-on-one. That is how you stay alive. There used to be an old...
I was about to say, what was one of Doc's first keys to the game? And
don't peek the op, and that is why.
Don't ego peek the op, no less.
And no offense, Prestige, you're a great player. Avian is also a great player. Respect where it is due. But, you know, I think you had a little bit of your ego got the better of you there.
Typhlotic
Shorty?
down into doors with the Shorty. It's able to take out the Phoenix.
Phoenix flashed himself. That's so unfortunate. Just going to slow there where there's some extra gunfire coming through. Don't push through. Just grab the gun. Grab the gun and run. Grab the gun and run. Yes, 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 yes. Don't unnecessarily engage. Free Vandal.
A bit of util is put down by the Lynxes. They're still moving through. Knives for Avian. Takes out Kikanen.
I didn't even know Avian popped knives, but knives are out, by the way, anyone who did not notice like me.
I didn't necessarily hear the voice cue either, so wasn't expecting that. Rezkin gets Typhlotic. Oh. He'll be sent out by the Lynx's KO. They're going to move charge onto B. Get the plant down. Now move into post plant. Prestige, patience pays off for him, and he gets 2 with the knife as well.
And takes away Avian's ult in that moment. It's going to be rough. It's a 3-on-2 engage. But all of them are pretty stacked up on flat angles here. Atlas goes in, Atlas goes down, Avian goes down, and with that, attackers win round 7. Sorry, round 6.
Is done, now moving into round 7.
Yeah, math is hard.
And overall, in terms of the math, everything's equal now. 3 apiece, 3 ults apiece for both teams as well. So that is even as you could get.
We need an edge. Leave it to me. Knife deployed.
Knife thrown out by Prestige to start things out.
Stars immediately drop down through mid as well.
Avian back on that op.
My camera is destroyed.
Dart thrown out from the camera. The Cypher's going to lose it. They get caught indoors thanks to that ice. He's now moving up very slowly.
Be careful, be
Trying
careful.
to dislodge. He's in the ice. Oh, he only gets 1 shot onto the Sage.
Phoenix did pop, brought it back. They're going to engage here. Find one, and that's the op, too. So down goes the op. I don't know if anyone's going to pick it up. Might be an opportunity, actually, for Phoenix to go grab that op themselves. We have B all locked down again. It's a 2-on-3. Atlas trying to find someone. Astra's going to go into the plane, drop a couple stars, finds one through mid. Nightfall goes out. It's going to pick up 2. Nightfall in response too, so yikes, there is just dogs going everywhere.
Last player standing.
1 left for the Spiders. 3 people, and he's also got that Cypher looking through the camera, and it's just going to force out the save.
Run away, everyone. Yeah, you can already see that our fade for the Spiders had backed way the heck off after those Nightfalls had gone down in their teammate.
Atlas is going to keep hold of their Vandal meanwhile. Oh my goodness, I hope Avian gets that ping worked out. He was at 600 there for a second.
Yikers.
Yeah, everything's back now, so that might have just been a blip. Thing is, Avian consistently had the highest ping, though. He's consistently over 150, and yet he's the top fragger for both games, so...
Avian is intentionally nerfing themselves, so the day of the next Esports Tower LAN,
Oh,
things are
yeah.
equalized, and when Avian's at, that beautiful crisp 35 ping, they pop the heck off and ace after ace after ace.
That just might be the case. Meanwhile, a lot of peaks are going to be exchanged in mid. Cetrify is going to get the first. Getting Jabe. Haunt thrown out, quickly destroyed, but they should know where Avian and Typhlotic are. Gets one.
Typhlotic with the stinger finds another one. Can they get the third? Prestige is going to round this corner. The angle is just not quite right, and unfortunately, crosshair placement ever so important being on the low ground, even if it's just a slight. And I do mean slight. We're talking like 2 feet elevation change there. It's important as Prestige goes to the plant. And yet again, it is just Atlas left standing for the Spiders. Atlas, can you take on this 2-on-1 with 34 health remaining? And you have a Vandal, so possibly?
Marked one. One enemy
remaining.
Okay, 1-on-1. Can you do it? It's you versus Prestige, Atlas. No pressure, but you're already holding up the weight of the world anyway.
Catch them.
Okay, throws out the Haunt.
No, it's a snare.
Yeah.
Oh, no! Man. Prestige, just once, let Atlas have the win.
He's not going to have any sort of mercy in that regard.
I mean, valid. I totally get it, but I really thought Atlas had that one. That would have been a clutch play of the moment right there.
Spiders still going to have to look for their next clutch play. 3-5. It is, the coaches were telling us that Spiders are very confident, they say, on Pearl. It's not a map we saw a lot in the fall, meaning many of the players might not have strats for it, whereas the Spiders have said it's one that they prefer. But as all things stand right now, Lynxes are showing they're pretty comfortable on Pearl as well.
I adored the old Pearl. I don't mind the new Pearl. I've never been a person that's like, I hate it. Ooh, Jabe gets 2. Sunny Lee will find them, but that was definitely a well worth engage. In this moment of quiet before the storm, what's your thoughts on Pearl?
My thoughts? I just can't look at this stage without thinking of that old Spyro level underwater, so that's my 2 cents on this stage. I love the aesthetic.
That's fair. And now Spike is currently down inside A. See what happens here. It's just Phoenix left standing. It's a 2-on-1, but Phoenix is just holding a strong angle. They've revealed themselves quite a bit. There's not an opportunity for them to just engage onto the Spike super easily, and now it's a 2-on-1 again as we have the res onto Jabe. And unfortunately, suppressed now as Sacrifice wall goes up.
That's a lot of ice.
Slow.
I can't get away.
And the unfortunate swarm grenade's gonna go out too. So with that Molly, you're gonna have to just jump and peek. Oh, just duck, just duck. You don't need to do anything. Come on, guys. Come on, just camp it. Play slow. Oh, come on. Come on.
Let's try again. This is where the obstacle course training.
Never mind. Just give up. Just give
up.
We all did. I understand. I can't jump very high either. I'm really bad at it.
Still going to try to peek out through it. Getting the pick. Oh, he gets blinded by Jabe, and all of that work for nothing.
All right, round number 9 goes in favor of the Spiders. Let's see if they can get round 10 to equal us out at 5 apiece. It's 2 before a halftime swap. So I feel like it's just been holding this mid here consistently, not backing off, not changing things up, and I'm shocked they really haven't been punished for it.
It's definitely been kind of a round, in terms of the 2 stages we're seeing today, kind of a different of extremes. The stage that has no mid to the stage that has one of the largest mids.
I'm all for a stage playing mid control.
Doesn't look like that stage is going to run into anyone for the time being, as most everyone is pushing up through B long. Kikonen gets the first pick onto Atlas.
I know exactly where.
I like the Neural Theft pop right there, finding a way to use that Cypher ult. Racine gonna head right in!
No! Hydra, that was so tragic! Oh. Okay, we need to have a talk about them tripwires
Spike
again.
planted.
If Lodic.
Bring them down.
And get taken out by the Phantom. Oh!
My name's Gabe.
Spiders still have the slight advantage, 3-2.
One enemy
Avian
remaining.
exchanges some gunfire with Kikkonen, gets the wall bang.
Flashbang.
Oh! Siege caught out in his own utility.
And yeah, we're gonna give it to the Sage because we know Avian already has knives online and Sage used res last round.
Now 5 apiece, only 2 rounds left before we get into halftime. At this point last game, too, it was basically the same score as Spiders were staging their huge rally to make up a 6-round deficit in the first game.
It was
but now
massive.
things are a lot more even in Pearl.
We'll have to see how they perform on defense. Ooh, Avian, I see you with that up, but pushing up through mid, that's a strong, very sending a message-like positioning. We hear Wall go up to cut things off, and I think Sage and Jet are both going to retreat. Yep, they are. We have a half rotation through mid and rest through A long. Let's see what happens here.
Flash.
One flash sent out by Jabe, gonna help him to get the pick onto Kikkonen.
Oh no, Jabe goes down. Atlas finds Satrify, but it was just the run it back, so it doesn't really do much. Atlas is at half health too.
Face your fear! Spike down.
Nightfall
A.
out.
Avian did get prestige. Typhlotic went down to Rezkin though, and Atlas is at a sliver. Not even visible on the UI of health. It's coming back though. See how much health they actually have. Some of those abilities that just take away everything you have for a few moments are quite painful. So we've got Satrify healing up. I feel like Phoenix is a little bit busted with how many different ways he can heal himself. I feel like one, not both of the flame abilities should heal him, but that's my own personal opinion.
30 seconds left.
Astra's going to throw up the wall, basically split B in 2 and give the Lynxes enough time to plant.
Ooh.
And this Phoenix could be in for kind of a very interesting angle with the 2 remaining members of the Spiders.
Sounds like wall's about to expire. It does. Avian's going to peek. Has the op, but really no one has to peek forward right now for the offensive team. Lynx can just sit and wait patiently for the attempt to defuse here. They don't have to peek, but Sunny Lee did. Uh-oh. I don't think Avian's aware that there's one person right on his right, and they were not aware. Avian, they go down to Rezkin. Rezkin does not have time to grab the op, though, so he's got to run away. So 0-sum as we go into the last round. Let's see if there's another op buy here. I think someone has enough money to buy an op for Avian.
I would think they definitely have the majority in ultimates. Spiders do. 3 left that they can use. Those Lynxes aren't going to have anything. They spent basically all the ultimates to help secure them that 6th point.
Yikers.
Knife is going to catch out 2.
2 doesn't guarantee that everyone's there, but in this case, almost everyone is there. Just because sometimes we have yet to really see a default, but there could be a default push. We have Suppress fully ready to go for Jade here if they choose to pop their ultimate. They are going to be located by that haunt, so they're going to back off, go back up towards mid. There it is. The Suppress is going to come through, but also keep in mind, it does give away your location because that pulse gives out from the center, so it can kind of give people a relatively large idea of where you're at. Avian takes a strong peek, expels almost all their knives, does not take a whole lot of does not give a lot of damage, is now being pushed back by 2.
Long sideline with the
Avian,
knives.
just run away. Run away. Oh, no!
Oh, no! Runs into the tripwire.
Oh, that was so tragic. Had that been one of the standard, let me take a moment, I think there might be a wire here. Could have ducked under it, but nope, we just backed right up into it.
30 seconds left.
Lynx is moving back down through B to plant yet again. Prestige gets the third on to Typhlotic.
Atlas waiting by this tripwire. Prestige to the stinger. Oh my gosh.
That is quite impressive to pull off with the stinger at that range. I would more expect the Guardian to work well at long range, but the stinger works well at long range, Guardian at short range for this round. Go figure.
Ooh. Atlas, again, it just be you.
Where are
He's gonna have his on destroy.
Oh, no.
3-on-1, yeah. Rough situation, and the Lynxes end this first half same way game 1 ended, 7-5.
That was just tragic. And then Prestige peaked that long angle. In Prestige's defense, they were almost at half health, so the Stinger winning in that fight wasn't as much of a shock, but still, a Vandal, regardless of how much armor you have, is still a 2-tap, like a 1 to 2 tap to the head. So had Prestige had the crosshair placement in their favor that time, they probably would have won it out. This is one of the rare occasions where Prestige just wasn't on target.
Everyone's back to pistols. Ready to start out this second half. A lot of ghosts being purchased by the Lynxes. It's a bit more spread out for the Spiders, however. One of them is going to be going with the Frenzy.
Oh!
Well, that's one person from the Spiders who had a ghost. Jabe already putting in work. Going to trade it up for a Sheriff.
Oh, Prestige did flash themselves, but they're going to manage to live with a sliver of health, I believe. Oh, no, much more than a sliver. Okay, Conan finds Jabe, picks up that Sheriff and says, give me that back. Avian peeking out from heaven has a lot of damage already taken out. 30 health gone. They're going to push forward with the Frenzy. Sneaky, sneaky, trying to make sure that they clear this angle out. Prestige is going to swing peek with one of their buddies, but unfortunately, Kekonan and Prestige are going to be locked down by the wall. So they heard the knife and they heard the gunfire. They should know that two people are right there on that angle.
Now it's more than two. All three members of the Lynxes caught up. He picks up Typhlotic. Up next is the Astra. Gets it on the wall bang. That, I think, oh man, that spray worked out for him. I would have to see that particular elimination again, because from where I saw the crosshair, it wasn't anywhere. Are they still going to get it though? They took too much time.
Clutch.
Sunny Lee did end up going down. Oh my gosh. Two go down to the spike. Atlas lives. Oh my gosh. I think we might actually get that replay we were hoping for.
Yeah, I got to look here. I think this just might have been extremely. Yeah, it just was
right
so
at the corner.
lucky.
Holy cow.
Sometimes it works out for you that way.
And your casters start to get anxiety and question everything. Oh, look at that teeny weeny little 1 pixel crosshair. Teeny weeny.
I'm really starting things out.
Ooh, strong haunt placement.
Doesn't find anybody because everyone's over on B rushing that. Whereas all the Lynx is committed to A.
Questions. I have questions. Ooh! Jabe goes down to get going in mid.
Plant going to be heading down from the Spiders.
Spike planted.
Yikers. Marshall takes that sacrifice. Sunny Lee goes down to Atlas as well.
Once Spiders managed to set up the post plant with that Marshall.
I think Conan definitely heard Avian use that updraft, but Avian peaked strongly, fully anticipating someone hearing that. Now it is just Rezkin left alive. Let's see, Rezkin, what's the plan here?
I don't know if there really is that much of a plan. He's got a classic, and he's going to try to go from there. He tries to get the right click around the corner.
I think that was I really don't even think that was an aim down. I think that was a hip fire from the Marshall.
Completely tragic, but for the Spiders, if it works out for them, they're going to double down on the Marshall. 2 of them now have it. Which it's an interesting proposition. I think they're charging down B long, knowing that, you know, those 2 Marshalls are going to be able to outrange anybody at this point. And then from that, just play the post plant.
Net deployed. One suppressed.
All of them head back out to be alone. Taking the initial swings around the corner, moving down ramp. Dash set up. And in goes Avian.
Updraft and Tailwind both used. Takes a duel with Res Cannon, loses. Cetrify takes down 2. Prestige takes down another. There's just 1 left standing and Defenders win. Alice did take down 1 in an exit frag, but Prestige found them right after.
Those Vandals were just going to be a little bit too much to go up against on that bonus round for the Spiders. Only managing to pick up 1 flank. This moment is just pure damage. Both of them were aimed pretty well, but the Vandal just outdamaged the Spectre as it will. And that's going to take us back to a 1-round game.
I'm noticing a trend in the way that Avian plays. Lots of util being used for movement out the gate. Might be a little risky on some of these engages.
Sometimes Avian's had incredible plays with that, but other times he's paid dearly for it.
Ooh, that camera angle's perfect. Did you see that just above the smoke? Able to get that corner?
Cage triggered.
Basically alerts all of the links as to where the Spiders are trying to push through.
Spiders, y'all are really, really trapped. I mean, really, really.
Avian moves in again. We were talking about that util to get in. It pays off for him.
Okay, Conan is 7 health over here in the corner. 7 health, and no one's going after this person.
His presence is detected by the
Come on,
knife.
go get them.
No!
Go get them! Do not let them just sit there! You did not confirm the kill. This human being is sitting there. We go. Thank you. Thank you, Typhlotic.
3 left for the Lynxes on the possible retake. This Jet going for a very long flank that I don't know is going to materialize.
That's going to take a hot minute.
Okay, already going for the defuse.
They just tapped it.
Last player
Oh,
standing.
I don't know if they're expecting it's just the KO now and then. Oh, in
And
slow
AV
motion, AV. He had the long-term plan that worked out for him.
Yikers. Holy cow. I was with you. I didn't know if Avian would make it to the gunfight in time.
Just managed to do it. Avian is still the top fragger, but not by as much for this round. 17-11. Typhlotic is also pulling ahead.
Cetrify is getting close too. I mean, 15 and 13, doing pretty good there for themselves. Let's see how this works out. We're 8-8. 16 rounds, 2 more, and I get my wish of hitting at least 18.
I think that's pretty much
It's guaranteed.
confirmed at this point. Save round 4 Lynxes. The chance for the Spiders to get back in the lead.
Where are you?
Thrown out by Sunny League. Typhlotic gets his first.
Oh, Typhlotic
he doesn't
is
know
going
that
a little bit
KO was
older.
behind the crate. Jay was just hiding out there. Surprises Sunny Lee. Spiders not quite as gun-ho as they've been in past
Face
rounds
your
to plant
fear.
on B. Nightfall used by Spiders and 1 clutch. Classic shot from Kikkonen. He's going to get traded, though, with
Spike
Hydra.
planted.
Spike now down on B.
Wait, who left a Vandal in mid? What? You have a Phantom and you left the Vandal in mid. I have many questions, but I mean, you left it for your own teammates, so I can't judge too heavily, Redskin.
Oh, Prestige. Oh, I thought he was going to get caught out looking the wrong way.
Team Ace.
It's going to be a team ace for the Spiders.
Prestige was so low, though. That peak was not in their favor. So we got full bias, one half bias. One person does have light armor coming out, I think, for the Spiders, but I think Lynxes are all going full buy. We'll have to see if we can get another look at their loadouts here. Maybe. I don't think I'm going to get that lucky because we're about to start the round.
I actually do think... Oh, I saw one of them. Oh, no. All of them does look like they have a full round. One of them brought out their classic for a second, so...
I did see one light armor, though, not full armor.
Cetrify just waiting for the... Oh, he gets caught as you do.
Yikes. Moment of silence for Cetrify.
Oh, I thought for sure that was going to be a conga line and a collateral. But he pulls out the util at just the wrong moment.
Overload comes out. Let's see what happens here. Just entering. Jab has no fear. They have Kekkonen in their sights. Kekkonen goes down. The flick was on target. Prestige running out through the back and on the edge. There's one extra there. Hydra is going to find Sunny Lee, though. Spike is planted. We have wall ready. Lynxes only have one left standing. Question is, what is Rezkin going to do? Rezkin, it all rests on your shoulders. And everyone is posted up for the Spiders.
All right, in goes Rezkin. And Atlas decides to move away at just the moment. Rezkin moves around the corner. I don't know if he's going to be able to turn around in time. He does! And secures the 10th for the Spiders.
4 ults for the Lynxes, 3 remaining for the Spiders. See what happens this round. Of course. Sorry, Sage. Your job is always just to plant the spike.
But might get time to shine because that res is online. So managing to pull off a good res. The Spiders also having to go up against 4 ultimates from the Lynxes.
See, if I have res, I always make someone else plant the spike because I ain't dying with the spike in my hand, planting it.
That's a good point.
You need me for the res. If you die while planting, I kill that person and then I res you.
Look at this. The Cypher here, Sunny Lee, might catch them all out rotating through mid.
Uh-oh. Prestige is running it back. Holy cow.
Oh, Kekkonen gets the pick onto Typhlotic. Prestige traded back. 4 apiece. He thought he was covered by that smoke. Just was turned into Swiss cheese.
Yeah, Cage goes up. Man walks in, taking all the fire on the shins.
I'm sorry.
Oh!
It was the voice line, too. That Cypher just kept crying in pain.
You made a mistake.
That was so perfect. That was almost like that was like something you'd expect to see comedically in one of their animated shorts.
I agree.
I'm smoking out. I'm safe here. Ah! Okay. Back to business. Spiders are planted down. Have 4 left to defend. Now Lynxes are just going to have 2. Okay. Good.
Jabe goes down. Wall goes up. It is just Cetrify left standing. They're gonna flash one and themselves, and they do go down to Avian, our current top fragger. At least I'm pretty sure. We might get a touch on the scoreboard. I'm like 99.9% positive Avian is still top frag for the entire lobby. If that is not the case anymore, yeah, they still are.
11
full
to
buys
8
for everyone as well. I like it. I like it. All Vandals for the side of the Lynxes, but we do have 2 Phantoms, I believe, for the side of the Spiders.
Now, here's the interesting thing. Look at the Lynxes, their KDA. They're almost all completely even, whereas it's a lot more spread out for the Spiders. Avian definitely the top fragger. Trying to drag the Spiders over the finish line.
I just envision Avian, like, pulling their entire team, like, by their shirt collars across the finish line.
We'll see if he can do it. Or if one of the other team members does pop off to tie up the series. Avian moving up through Art. Everything quite quiet as the Spiders are playing this very cautiously. Kikkonen might have the first sight line onto them, as well as Sunny Lee.
Really interesting.
Oh, are they going all through the vent? They're all
it's
venting?
time to go to Among Us. Jabe goes down, insta-res, but they don't see Kikkonen. There was a trade, but the res was basically nullified. Now we've got a 2-on-4. I love the venting through Among Us. It's my favorite play in the world. Cetrify is gonna. Okay, thank goodness. I was like, Cetrify, please don't. There's gonna be someone posted up, and you can see that we do have Atlas posted up there, right outside Among Us, inside defender spawn, waiting for someone to go through the vent. See what happens over there. Astra's not gonna do it either. Okay, that's a smart move. Are you gonna go back up through defender spawn? No, long rotation now coming out.
Rezkin might be starting a nice retake. Hydra gets the triple, however. Taking out Rezkin next, Cetrify, and Spiders at match point.
Match point.
Let's see what this replay is. It is the peek through in a defender spawn. In case you're wondering why we're calling it Among Us, it looks like an Among Us person, and there is a vent there to get through underneath in the sewers. And you can just play like a rat down there. That's why we call it Among Us.
Which I do understand there is an Among Us night coming up for the Esports Tower this weekend as well.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just practicing for that. They're already getting their venting skills down.
We'll have to wait and see if that pays off. If the Valorant squad players end up coming out on top, they'll owe it all to Pearl. At least that's what we casters will say. Suppress comes out through mid, doesn't grab anybody, peeking around these boxes. No one's there, but that does give away a lot of information. I believe that is, yes, going to be Jabe popping that Suppress overload as they just rush into A. No choice, but Jabe even has an Among Us crosshair.
He's getting fully into character.
That one's better than my Among Us, so I need to make that one now. Please send me the code. Prestige with the 2-piece, Kikkonen with the 1, Cetrify with another, Kikkonen with the second.
Oh,
There's
boy.
no one remaining for the Spiders, and that is the Lynx's victory, only expelling Nightfall for that retake. That was huge.
Well, last time it was 13-11, so Lynx is 2 rounds to bringing us to that milestone. They still have quite the advantage in terms of ultimates, having a bit of everything. Spiders only going to have Astral Wall and Knives. Looks like another push through mid is what the Spiders are going to try. And off we go. Meanwhile, their Jet is going to peel off to the side, maybe try to catch a flank out. Not spotting everyone. In through. I don't know if they got to see this tripwire here. Yeah, you got to see that.
And they did pick up Cetrify. Astra was chilling out right there as well. They didn't go down. They are just going to push back out. We hear Knives get popped. Oh! Guys, how many times do you get caught out by these very, very easily seen tripwires?
You want to fight it?
Astral Wall gets dropped by the Spiders as well. Haunt is on the opposite side, but it doesn't really matter.
Plant down from the Spiders.
Still waiting.
Jade takes out Kikkonen. 3-5.
Wall goes up, saves the life of Typhlotic, but not long enough. Prestige goes down. I think they were caught in the crossfire of 2 people. And the alternate wall goes up in response. Prestige is going to use the overload. Actually finds 2 with it as using their knife to suppress 2 of them. Atlas comes in, takes some damage. And with that, attackers actually went out with Avian finding the final kill.
Congratulations to the Spiders for tying it up. Very nice job for them. Well, of course, also, I gotta say, for Esports Tower, of course, these 2 teams very well. If you want to be caught out by expert college recruiters look directly to get into pro play or talk to team general managers and game producers, then join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights, and with our featured Rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to score your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. All right. Now we get all of our nominations in for player of the game. Avian, I think, is obviously going to be one.
Prestige is going to be my second. I know that's kind of someone I lean heavily into. I'm not playing favorites. It's just because Prestige used to be stuck really into that more supportive Sentinel role, and now we're getting to see them be a little bit more creative and advantageous. Granted, you did take a duel that we have always advised against, and I think we need to re-add that Docs Keys back to our Docs Keys card for the future. But yeah, so my second's going to be Prestige.
Yeah, I was thinking either Avian or Prestige. Both of them could get it. It's a player from each team having gotten a win, so it could go to either one of them. It's not quite as clear-cut as we initially thought, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does go. Oh, it's over to Kikkonen instead.
Nicely done, Kikkonen. You can see here, I think this is them peeking out on a Setrify, and Jeb pops through, goes down. Setrify goes down, Avian, Typhlotic comes in, but Kikkonen chilling in here with the judge, gets 2 back-to-back, peeking outside of Hookah.
Well, tonight's player of the game is brought to you by Esports Tower. If you want to hone your skills and prove you have what it takes to play at the next level, then head over to esportstower.com and sign up to be a part of the action. Kikkonen is your Esports Tower player of the game. So, Nerdy, do you have any big takeaways as we prepare to close out tonight?
This more goes to our production team. Add back in the dog key of don't ego peek off.
Okay, just one instance of it is going to be enough to put it back in.
Yes, it most definitely is. Like, you gotta respect the op. I don't care how good your crosshair placement is. Respect it.
Well, I can't really argue with that. I will say congratulations to the Spiders and Lynx for a fantastic start to the winter season. We'll head into next week tied 1 apiece and see who overall claims the victory in this best-of-5 show match. But for now, we'll leave you with the top 5 plays of the game brought to you by Esports Tower. If you want to hone your skills and take your play up to the next level, then go to esportstower.com to find out all the information on how you can sign up for Esports Tower and our featured Rumbles. But for now, we'll see you next week, and enjoy your top 5 plays. On to Avian. And Abe, if there's anyone you want to take out, it's going to be Avian.
Most definitely. That powerhouse has been just absolutely clutch for the Spiders. However, Lynx is 3 stacked up in Hookah. The Haunt comes out, doesn't find anyone, but is destroyed by Prestige. So we'll have to see as Sunny goes down. Prestige finds 2. Atlas finds 1. Oh my gosh! I think that was an Ooh.
There's 2 left for the Spiders. Lynxes are also going to get a huge amount of healing off of that Sky, bringing them in a great position, but Avian has him on his list.
Prestige is pushed back by Swarm Grenades and Smokes. They're going to use their Wolf.
Gets the 30 damage into Hydra and blinds him, able to take him out with just the ghost.
Oh my gosh!
More cabbages out to deal with. And they're gonna, oh my goodness, the Spiders want to win back, but they're charging right into the Lynxes.
Avian, be careful, Avian! Avian's relatively, oh my gosh!
One right click and now he has a Vandal.
Oh. COD reload moment, caught in the crossfire.
Oh, and the spike is dropped.
They should know that 2 people are right there on that angle.
Now it's more than 2. All 3 members of the Lynxes caught up. He picks up Typhlotic. Up next is the Astra. Gets it on the wall bang. That, I think, oh man,